Hi guys, this is Dave Bennett from themed.html.com. It is October 11th, 2015, and I want to show you something in the making, and not only that, I want to explain to you where you can be. All right, as we've explained before, we developed our CMS tools specifically because a large corporation paid us to do it. Okay, so I want to show you something that they're doing right now with their dedicated server, because I'm trying to explain to you, this is what the end game is. You're hoping to reach this point, because if you do, you can retire off of it. This is big. This is how the biggest players work. Okay. When I talk about Huffington Post, when I talk about how they got big, or Trulia, this is the idea. So I want to make this point really, really, really clear. Okay. So if I go, I can look at one of their dedicated servers. Okay. And on their dedicated server, I want to make this point, 353 records on their dedicated server. Okay. 353 domains. They've been making these over the past couple of days, okay, completely on their own. All right, they've just been putting these out. They've been coming through. They're setting up for growth. Okay, what did they do? They created hundreds so far, 353 of different domains. These are going to be used for entirely different websites. They got pages and pages of these. Okay, more coming. Now, all of them are on their own server. The value of that, well, first of all, hosting. If you're going to charge $100 hosting to each client who buys in once a year, they got to pay $100. Well, that's $35,300, right? If they've got a guy for each one of these domain names, that's what you got. By the way, are these guys real clients, like with real domain names? Nope. They went and just created a whole list of domain names that all have to do with Lockshop. They're going to put a ton of content on all of them, using the templates they bought from us, mixing and matching those combinations. It's the whole point of getting a bunch of templates from us. So now you can take 50 and mix and match it into 3,000. You know, if you started lower, you could take 5 and mix and match it into 25. Okay, you can really create a bunch of different websites. All right, and then you would come back and get some more templates to go bigger, but that's because you can afford it. So let me step back to the model. What is the model? The model is this. You make a bunch of websites, pump a bunch of content onto it, create subdomains for whatever. It could be every city in the US, but that's overkill. 32,000 subdomains doesn't make sense. Even if you have 20 keywords or 40 keywords to go off of, even if you had 5, that's just a lot of subdomains, right? So what do you think? Maybe 100 subdomains for one state, 100 subdomains for another state, another 100 for another state, okay? So like the 100 most populous cities in each state, okay? And so that way you can get that going and get them pumped out and get people coming and clicking and calling the phone number. Well, what do you think the phone numbers are? Call forwarding phone numbers that lead to them. They're guys who are going to answer the calls and do what? Sell those leads to the guys in those areas. Okay, wherever it is that they came through, they're going to ask them where they're at, what their geography. They're going to pinpoint where they're at on a map and send it to that related guy in that metro area. That's wild, isn't it? Now, all of these are for locksmiths. So what do you think the quality score is for using a bunch of these to backlink others, and a bunch of them to backlink others, and a bunch of them to backlink your master, okay? Or, for instance, you just simply have every single one of these backlink your master, okay? Don't ask me which one's better, because there isn't really an answer to that. Okay, there's no real apples to apples comparison there. They're all great. They're all really, really good things to do. So for sheer simplicity, you could just simply have every website backlink your master and say that's your master. It doesn't need to be. There's no reason it has to be this one. It doesn't have to be alphabetical. It could have been one off of page 6 or 10 or something. Doesn't matter. Just whichever one you make your master is the one you have the other guy's backlink, for example. Or you do tiered backlink. So slaves backlink some masters, which in turn are slaves of backlink other masters. We went over that before. Here's the point. This is in the making. They've got like 10 servers they're coming out with like 350 each. That way they're going to have like 3,500 domain names to cover the entire nation. Okay, and like 3,000 is a magic number. So they're just making sure that they lock that in. So what are they doing? They're looking to take over an entire industry nationwide. How much do you think it costs them? Okay, well, let's just get a sense of this, okay? Because it's like, how do we raise the money? The server, 1,800 plus what? 3,530 for domain names, 3,530 for domain names. Notice how they use .coms without question. No .nets, no .orgs, no .bizes, no .infos, no cheating and trying to save money by going with .infos. Why? because .com is professional, .info is not professional. That's 90% of it right there. The other part, if people come back to the website, they're not going to remember .info. They're going to come back to .com. Okay, so 5330. And aside from that, it's just all the templates they bought from us. Okay, they got a lot of templates from us. They spent a lot of money. We went big. If you're interested in going that big, let us know. We do templates at $250 each for new ones, plus less, about half. It's half for variations that we do specifically wrapped around an industry. It's a lot of interesting and good work. Okay, so there's a lot we can do. But you got to get a hold of us. And if you want to go for mass loads like this, let me know, because we can discount. And it's just a question of how much mass you want to go with. If you want to spend 20 grand or so, we'll talk about really, really big getting out the door. If you don't have that yet, and you want to raise it, and you want to push yourself there, we'll start at the ground and work our way up.